Minasan konnichiwa, it's me Shogo.
And Harumi.
Good evening, everyone. It's actually Wednesday night in Japan time. So we've been posting Shogo and Harumi's podcast on Tuesday night in Japan time most of the time. Yeah. But realized that Monday night, when we usually record these podcasts, or at least for the past 10 times, it's a very, very tiring night for us. It's because, Friday nights, Saturday nights, and Sunday nights I've been doing the online lessons, and it's the first day of the week, having to wake up early in the morning to feed our kids and all that kind of stuff. And it's a really every Monday night we're very exhausted, to be honest. So we were like, why are we forcing ourselves to do it on Monday night for no reason, So we decided to record, and we're going to be posting this on the evening of Thursday, and we're going to be recording it in the night of Wednesday. Yeah. And the night of Wednesday, what's good is that I have the Musou Shinden-ryu online lessons with Seki Sensei. So the Musou Shinden-ryu and ZMKR Seitei EI training is now on Wednesdays. It was actually used to be on Sunday nights, well, Monday morning, to be honest, because it was midnight for 1 a.m. But right now we hold the higher dollar rank class in the Asayama Ichiden-ryu online lessons in that time block. Yeah, so we moved the Musou Shinden-ryu and ZNKR Seitei EI training on Wednesday nights. So basically it's right after I've done a 1 hour online lesson, and my brain is awake, and it's a Wednesday, so it's not that bad. There weren't any online lessons let's just say before or yesterday, and it's a lot better. Yeah, it's like in the middle of the week, so we're kind of getting used to the week itself. We're on the rhythm, that kind of stuff, and it's before midnight too. Yeah, it's a good way to start, because if you have like a couple of hours left, we tend to talk too much and it gets late, or we get too exhausted, and it's 11:30 when the online lessons end. If we start in 10 minutes, we have 20 minutes before midnight. So it's I think time is really good too. Yeah, we do this and then we go to bed kind of things. It's a better routine probably. So we're here.
Perfect.
Yeah. The thing is though, I think I'm doing okay. I've been really sleepy, extra sleepy for some reason, but Harumi and Zen has been a little bit sick. Yes. Bit of a cold. Yeah. I mean, you guys, if you have kids, you might understand. Or if you have a big family, you probably understand. But when one person starts to get sick, everyone else gets it too, and it just goes around the family and all that kind of stuff. And last week, Harumi and I were not feeling so well. Yeah, the parents weren't feeling so well with colds, and the kids were fine. Yeah, but this time it's Harumi and Zen. And with Harumi, Harumi is going outside to work recently a lot more than I do. Yeah, you go and pick up the kids, and you work at the share office, and you go to the kimono dressing work job thing too. Yeah, that's 8 hours of work kind of thing. We talked a little bit about this last week, guys. Remember, Harumi's first job is to go to this facility and get some of the people, the tourists there who come to the tea ceremony activity and all that kind of stuff, get dressed up in kimono, and Harumi's a dresser. Yeah. So last week when she was doing that, Harumi was not feeling so well. So in the morning you were like, I might not have the energy to dress myself before going to work, but you were able to overcome that. I think I wasn't feeling so well at that time too. I think that was a day I had just one day, but I had a little bit of a fever, I think. And I had online lessons after that. So it was a very hard day, but we were able to overcome that. But now we are, or they are, I should say. I really am hoping that our daughters don't get it. Probably my sleepiness is probably coming from there too. But But anyways, So Harumi might not be so talking today too. So please don't write anything in the comments, okay?
You don't need to think about that.
Know. Yeah, I have everything in mind when I make my decisions, so you don't have to write it in the comments, okay? Right. Now, with that said, so Harumi is getting her schedules and everything ready for May too, when she's going to be heading over to the activity kind of thing to dress the people who take part in the training in kimonos and such. But we were just talking about it earlier too. But Harumi's also, of course, hoping to do online lessons herself. Yeah. Hopefully doing how many hours a week? Maybe 1 or 2 in the beginning, or
1 or 2.
Yeah, 1 or 2 I think would be great. Yes.
I don't want to push your time too much.
Well, it's totally fine. We can do it at the same timing. Maybe 30 minutes off of each other.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because The Asayama Ichiden-ryu, the Kobudo online lessons that I run. Yeah, so it's on Fridays. It's from 9:30 to 10:30, and then it's 11 to midnight. Yeah. Saturday nights, it's 10:30, 11:30, and then midnight to 1 a.m. So basically that's already a Sunday. Yeah. And then Sunday night, it's the same time, 10:30 to 11:30, and then midnight to 1 a.m., which is technically Monday, basically. So that's how my schedule works with Asayama Ichiden-ryu. So yeah, I could be talking here, you can be talking in the other room. I think it'd be fine. Yeah, I think it should be okay. Yeah. If it's 30 minutes off, I think it'd be even better. Yeah. Let's say, because my class starts from 10:30 to 11:30, right? If you start from 10 o'clock, then basically I have 30 minutes before your class starts. I have 30 minutes before my class starts while you're already starting. Yeah. You start at 10, I start at 10:30. Okay. And then let's say if the kids are in trouble or something happens from around 10 and between 10 and 10:30, I'll be able to go and deal with that, right?
Oh.
Yeah, and then you end 30 minutes early than I do. So if something happens, you can go and help them. Or something like that. Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so maybe like 10 to 11 might be better if you won't be so tired. I think it'll be not a bad time, yeah.
Yeah.
If it's later, of course, it's better. Yeah, so it could be 11, 12 if you wanted to do it on Saturdays and Sundays. Yeah, because I'll be awake anyways. Yeah. And if you can get everything cleaned up after midnight and just go to bed immediately, I think it wouldn't be such a bad time either. Yeah. We're thinking about something like that. Yeah, maybe Saturdays and Sunday nights in Japan time, 11 to midnight. Yeah, this might be good. Yeah, it's 1 hour a day. If you want to do extra hours, maybe in the future you could do it too. Yeah. But yeah, I think that'll be a good idea for now.
What do you think? Like, how the lessons are held?
I'm really curious about that, actually.
One-on-one or like few people.
I think it should be better to do few people. I mean, I mean, if you only have 2, time blocks a week, and it's private, then it's really, it's very, very difficult to sustain. I mean, so yeah, it's not a volunteer; it's your job. So I should try to have several people helping you out. I think,
and I really want to make community too. So
yeah, exactly. Group of people who like kimono, and stuff like that. So I think that's good. Yeah. Yeah, but, women's kimono, there's just such a vast amount of things you have to study and work on. So, yeah, I mean, you can, the easy stuff starts from the yukata and the hanhaba obi, half width obi. It literally means hanhaba obi. And then it goes up to, like the furisode stuff, which is like the most formal type of kimono for young women. Or there's the kurotomesode, which is the most formal type of kimono for married women and all that kind of stuff, And they each have a different type of, obi tying, different type of obi itself, There's rules for the fabric and the material and all the colors and everything. And it's very, very difficult, right? So it really depends on what level you're seeking to get to in the first place. So yeah, are you like hoping to like raise instructors yourself too in the future, or like what's the goal of your online lessons for the image at the moment? I mean, it'd be great if you can share everyone who's listening to this.
Instructor, yeah, I can do it in the future, but I think for the beginning, I start with like. I hope many, like, if you're interested in kimono, and I can, sorry.
It's okay. You can?
Yeah, I can offer some knowledge or how-tos you can get to how the kimono life. That's my goal, actually. So if you want to become instructor, I can help you, but I'm not like I want to have many instructors and in my community.
Okay. That's not your goal.
Yeah,
basically.
not right now.
Okay. At the moment.
At the moment, yeah.
Nice. So basically, you want to have more people who can dress themselves and just simply enjoy kimonos. Then.
Yeah. I think that's really. And if you aim to that goal, it's not difficult.
Okay.
It's just simply if you wear some like 5 times or something, you can go outside. And,
really?
It's really easy. Like no more kimono. like yukata and maybe kimono, like juban and kimono. It's not difficult.
Okay.
But if you want to aim to the level that it's like perfect, every specific point are very perfect, then it's really difficult. It takes so much time to learn, like 1 hour, no, 1 year. 1 hour.
1 hour.
Such a long
Very difficult. It takes a whole hour. Oh my gosh. An hour out of my 24-hour day.
Fudge.
Right? Yeah. Okay, well, yeah, so it takes about an year, you were saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you want to, like, have everything perfect, like following all the rules and everything, then it gets a lot more strict, so it takes more time. But if you're just wearing it for fun, then it doesn't take that much time, you're saying, right?
Yes.
Okay, makes sense. Right, let's look forward to how that goes. I mean, is there, like, a timing you want to start? Like, for example, you said you wanted to start providing your online lessons on Patreon, too, just like how I do it with Seki Sensei and Asayama Ichiden-ryu. So do you have, like, a timing you want to start, like a date? Or is it, like, a timing of, let's say, once you have, like, this amount of free members signed up to your account or that kind of stuff? Is there, like, a timing you want to begin?
What do you think? I actually have no idea.
Well, at the moment, I mean, nighttime is free, basically, because kids are asleep and they hardly wake up anymore, like in the past.
Actually, I can start anytime.
Yeah. Okay. I think maybe, like, we were discussing a little bit while we were taking, bringing our kids to shower and everything, but we're talking a little bit about this earlier, but I think we could, like, do something like, you make a lot of reels recently, right, on Instagram, so you could, like, write on, like, or say at the beginning of each reel, like it's 30 days before I start my online lessons or stuff like that, you know? Yeah. So, I don't know. Maybe in the next 30 to 50 days, maybe. And at the beginning of every post you make, you can say that I'm going to be starting online lessons, What
do you think? Or I think your idea is really great. Or I would just say I'm doing the online lessons like every reels.
Okay.
So I am hosting. Like, I am doing the online lesson. So if you want to enjoy it, if you want to join, like, join anytime. That kind of thing.
Okay.
Which one?
Well, it's totally up to you. But I would say it's better that you have a time where you say that I'm going to be starting soon. Because if you start immediately, not so many people are going to know about it, and then you might not have any students at all when you start. So, yeah.
And also, we took the, like, we will start online lessons video, right?
Yeah.
So, I think that would be fine. Like, I make some video, like 30 days, and we post that video, that special video, and then we start the online lessons.
Yeah, I think that'd be better probably.
Okay.
And I think you need to have some time for everyone to get everything they need to start taking lessons in the first place. You got to give them time to purchase everything,
Kimono, like strings.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that they have to get, to get started in the first place. And you got to tell everyone where they can buy those stuff, that kind of stuff too. So
cool.
Yeah. Considering that too, I think you could probably start like maybe 30, 50 days later, I think. Yeah, I think that'd be probably a bit better for everyone.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what you're mainly working on right now. And also, to be honest, that's all the projects Hanami is doing, but also for Japanese traditional dancing, Hanami has a lot of stages this at the end of this month and the beginning of next month too. Yeah.
Yeah. And
2 stages in a week,
Okay, I will dance no gakudo, like no theater.
Yeah, in Kyoto. Yep, that's right. Next week is going to be one of the 2 biggest shows every year, right? Isn't it?
Yes, it's in how to say shachukai?
In your community?
In my Nihonbuyo community, my teacher's community.
Yeah, there we go.
And everyone in the community will dance on the stage. It's a kind of like 1 year. Every year, how you get the improvement.
Showing your progress.
Progress. Yeah. I want to say progress.
Showing your progress kind of thing, right? Yes. Yeah. And the other big stage is the one where a lot of different schools and yuha styles and classrooms get together, right? Kind of thing. Yeah. It's like sometimes they're even from different countries.
Yeah, so many.
Yeah. So there's a lot of people participating in that. Yeah. That was in Osaka, isn't it? Every year, I think. Yeah. I remember going last year too. The year before that one. So
that's autumn.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. Yeah. Cool. So, when did you say you're going to be able to possibly become like a professional Nihonbuyo dancer? You were saying?
I don't know.
Anytime soon or not? Not so much. I don't even have an image.
If I can reach that level, maybe next year.
This year? Wow. Okay. Oh.
This year or next year.
Cool. That's pretty soon. That's awesome.
Yeah, so I don't think I can reach that level.
Well, we'll see how it goes. You've been training very seriously.
So our school's headmaster.
Yeah.
Sorry. So my throat.
It's okay, guys. I think I'll take the lead from here.
Yeah.
Hadimi has been. Yeah, is it okay?
You got that? Yeah. Say, but so our headmaster is not hosting that exam every year.
Yeah.
So like 2 or 3 years, and once in 2 or 3 years.
Okay.
So once, like Seki Sensei said, to this year or next year will be held. The exam will be held. So probably, I don't know. Yeah.
So you have a chance to take the exam, but it's up to your sensei to decide if you're allowed to take the exam in the first place, right? Yeah. So your sensei will see how you're doing, and he or she will be like, okay, you can at least try. And then you move on to the exam and see what your results are, because in the end, it's the headmaster's decision, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so exactly. The Wakayagi-ryu that Harumi belongs to is a huge Ryuho style. So there's a lot of instructors, a lot of different classes and different branches, basically branches kind of thing. Yeah, so yeah, in the end, the leader of all the leaders, the headmaster decides, basically. It's the same for my no theater training too, for Kongoryu. Yeah. Kongoryu, no theater has 5 different Ryuho styles, and Kongoryu is the only one that's based in Kyoto. The headquarters is in Kyoto. And it's the same thing. For Kongoryu's grading, basically if your sensei, your direct sensei, says that, okay, I think you're qualified to become an instructor. Yeah. They would write like a formal letter to the headmaster, and the headmaster will take a look at the experiences you've had, like you've been on stage this many times and you've done this kyoku, so that you performed this piece before, and the headmaster would be like, oh, okay, let's confirm you as a professional now. In you would say in the world of no theater, or in Kongoryu, you would say shihan, basically, which means instructor or sensei kind of thing. Yep. So yeah, it's really up. So there aren't any exams, to be honest. If your sensei writes the letter for you, then it's basically you've already passed, kind of thing. Yeah, because your sensei, your direct sensei, can't just randomly write to the headmaster about, okay, I want this student as an instructor. It'll be their embarrassment, and they will be scolded if they do something random, right? So yeah, they wouldn't just recommend a student that hasn't had proper training before. So yeah. That's great. Yeah, we're looking forward to that too. All right. Then Harumi's throat is kind of like half dead already, so I think I'll take the lead. Well, it's actually been 19 minutes. I think I had a lot of chances for Harumi to talk, but that's great. Yeah. So as for the stuff I'm up to, guys, by the way, the Shogo's Katana shop, that's been progressing a little bit too. Yeah, what's great is that we now actually have a proper page for where you can order custom-made katana. So we actually had another meeting with Nippon Genshosha, which is the workshop for making katanas. There's a place where 3 young katana swordsmiths work together in Kyotango, the northernmost area in Kyoto. And we actually had another meeting, so we have their information on the website, and there's a forum where you can order katanas and such. That's great. We've actually been receiving quite a lot of messages already, like 3, 4, or 5 maybe messages asking about how to get a real katana, all that kind of stuff. And finally, we actually have another katana on sale already, which is really, really cool. The tsuba is the Musashi tsuba. The price isn't so expensive. It's 650,000 yen. Not that bad, to be honest. Yeah, it's like the really, really good price, because the 2 real katana that I have, which are uchi katanas, are exactly about the same price, about 660 maybe it was. Yeah. And I have one wakizashi and also a tanto, but they were almost about the same price too. Maybe one wakizashi might have been a little bit cheaper, but
a little bit cheaper.
Exactly. Around that range. So for both for training, for decorations, the 600,000 range is like probably for a good quality, I think is like the bottom line. I mean, if you search well enough, you could find something around 300,000, like 400,000, but the quality isn't so good, to be honest. It's like the bottom line. So like it's a katana, but that's it. It's not properly polished. Probably it might not have anything, no information about it, nothing on the tang, no history. Sometimes, yeah. So 600,000, 700,000 is like the best line, to be honest, to find like the good quality type. So yeah. So those are happening right now, and we're actually hoping to start selling the tamahagane accessories we're talking a little bit about, I think. Yes. So tamahagane accessories are actually made by Genshosha-san, again, the same the katana workshop in Kyoto. Yeah. Especially the leader of Genshosha is called Kuromotsu-san. Yeah. Kuromotsu-san's wife is actually a professional katana sharpener, which is amazing. So the husband makes the katanas and the wife sharpens them. And what's really cool is that the togi, we call it in Japanese, the katana sharpening is actually a profession itself. It's a job. It's the same thing. You need to take a certain amount of training and you take an exam to become a professional togishi. Yeah. So it's really cool that they're married and they do these stuff together. But the wife, she actually makes a lot of these accessories, like the necklaces, pendants, and bracelets and haori himo, this cord, the strings for the haori and all that kind of stuff is really, really cool. And we're hoping to sell some of those too on our website. She actually already sent us some information and some pictures and stuff, so we can get started pretty quickly, actually. So we're looking forward to that too. So I hope you can look forward to it. And also for me, selling men's kimono, I just recently posted a video on my YouTube channel and also on Instagram saying, talking a little bit about the name of the brand. And talking about hoping to start this very soon this year. Yeah. And I've been receiving some really, really positive feedback, to be honest, in the comments there. There were some people saying that, Shogo, you can take all my money. Just give me all the kimono you have and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's great. We're actually already at the point where we're going to be paying the money to the designer, the kimono designer and manufacturer already. And once we get that, we're going to be bringing that to a different company that's going to be shaping it into a kimono. So the first company is the design and also making just the fabric kind of thing with the design on it. Yeah, so it's basically a roll of fabric. Yeah, and then there's a different company that changes into the hangi style kimono, which is the half size kimono. So it's only into about the length of the thigh, so you can easily put a hakama over it, kind of thing. Yeah. So it's very, very close. We're almost there to getting our first samples. Yeah, which is nice. We'll see how that goes. This is our first time doing it, so we're not even sure what the actual kimono is going to look like. We've only been seeing it on pictures, basically. On sheets of paper, so not actually in real life, never actually worn it before, so we got to see how that goes. And, this is kind of the stuff that you really have to just keep on trying and gain experience and see how it goes kind of thing. You can't immediately pop and know everything, how everything works, right? The same when we start working in different industries anyways. So we'll see how it goes.
We just set the design. So from now we need to check the color. After the print, we need to check the colors and then finally the rows are set.
Oh yeah, exactly. So we're still kind of like at the level of creating the samples kind of thing. Yeah. And then once we get there, we need to make the website where we're actually going to be selling it and finding the right way to actually ship the items and all that kind of stuff. We got to set the prices and everything. So we're like, halfway there finally, I would say. Yeah. But we're really, really so much more should I say, moving forward than, a couple of weeks ago. So I think that's really, really great too. Finally. Yeah. And we do have these two designs, which again, I talked about in the YouTube short and also in the Instagram reel. But one is the design where we have all the weapons from Asayama Ichiden-ryu lined up, which is super cool. I love it. The other one is the Ryuko, which is the dragon and tiger, which is the name of one of the katas in Asayama Ichiden-ryu Kenjutsu kata, which is also super cool. It's a design of a dragon and tiger kind of fighting each other kind of kimono. Yeah. So those two designs are awesome. But we actually already have two more designs we have in mind, which are probably going to look really, really cool too, that I want to try to make as soon as possible. Yeah. And I'm really enjoying making a lot of content related to men's kimono recently. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a genre that we've been making a little bit of, content about, but not so deeply into it. And there's a lot of stuff that we can still talk about. I mean, I just recently talked a little bit about the sechushin, like, the stitch on the back. It needs to be exactly at the center of your back kind of thing. And I also talked a little bit about which way you should turn your kakuobi when you once you tie, and you turn it clockwise so that your kimono doesn't get messy. That kind of stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of these detailed tips for wearing your men's kimono correctly, which a lot of people are not doing correctly, to be honest. Yeah, there's so many people, Japanese, content creators, influencers who try to wear kimonos, to try to get like the impact, of when people watch our videos. But I have hardly met anyone wearing the kimonos correctly, to be honest. 90% of the men wearing kimonos in their content creating are wearing their kimonos in a wrong way, or simply their posture is not correct. Yeah, there's a certain kind of posture you need to have when you wear kimonos. Yeah, or all that kind of stuff. Even if they're wearing the right items, sometimes they're not keeping a certain part of the kimono neat, which you should. Like, it's kind of like, if you're wearing a Western suit, you need to have the tie in a straight way at the center kind of thing, right? Keeping the collar, the balance of your juban's collar and your kimono's collar is like the same thing. So you want to keep it neat as much as possible, but there are people who, even if they're taking like beautiful pictures by professional cameramen, photographers, sometimes they have their collar crooked, which is like having your tie to the side, facing sideways, when you're trying to get a good picture kind of thing.
That's a good example.
Yeah. So there's so many stuff I wanted to still talk about to try to promote and spread the culture of men's kimono, because so many people are interested, and there's a lot of these good detailed tips and points that you can have in mind to try to make yourself look better in men's kimonos. So I'm really looking forward to making more of these content. Yeah. And that brings us to 26 minutes already, just talking about what we've been doing recently.
Okay.
But there's a lot of stuff we want to talk about, to be honest. Yeah.
Let's go for this one.
You want to talk about this one? We have a list of stuff we want to talk about, but the thing is that me and Amy, we always are talking when we're together. We talk about our dreams. We talk about what we're working on, how our day was, and all that kind of stuff over coffee. Yeah, is our style. Yeah, how to me and Shogo's style.
Time.
Yeah, coffee time is like drinking beer kind of thing together. But so because we already talk about a lot of stuff, we kind of have them digested within ourselves. But I have these lists of stuff that we could talk about. Yeah, and if I can briefly talk about two stuff. Yeah, the first thing is a little bit about my dream that I don't usually talk about in the fixed way. But as for Asayama Ichiden-ryu, I've been recently making a lot of Instagram reels introducing my self-training as I talk about topics related to Budo. Yeah. And my future goal, someone asked me in the DM asking me like, where are you trying to go in your training kind of thing? My goal is absolutely to get to the level where I'm permitted as an instructor in Asayama Ichiden-ryu, so I can open my own dojo in Kyoto is absolutely my goal. Yeah, because right now all the branches are centered in the Kanto area. And Kanto, by the way, guys, is like the Tokyo, Saitama, Kanagawa. These prefectures are near the capital of Japan, basically. Yeah, and the Kansai is much more on the west side of Japan, like more of the middle of Japan kind of thing.
Yeah, near Osaka.
Near Osaka, near Nara, near Hyogo, and all these other prefectures is called Kansai. Yeah, so there are no branches in Kansai at all. So I would love to open up a dojo in Kyoto, which would be great. And in that dojo, I really want to, of course, do regular training, but I want to do online lessons. In the morning, it'd be great if I could do online lessons, because the morning time, like early morning time in Japan time, is really convenient for everywhere around the world. So it's really tough, It has to be either super late or super early in the morning. Yeah. But super late at night is already Seki Sensei is doing the online lessons at that time, right? So the time that I could probably maybe convenient for more people will probably be in the morning. So
how early?
I don't know, 7, maybe 8 or something. Okay. Could be kind of like in Japanese we say asakatsu, like morning activities. Yeah, to try to wake up as early as possible. Yeah, I mean like people who really like to work out, Like people wake up really early in the morning, like 5 a.m. and then you work out really early because it's really good for your muscles, you know? There's different theories to that, by the way. Yeah, some people say that it's better to train in the evening, but yeah, majority of the people who are serious in bodybuilding, you know, all that kind of stuff, they wake up really early in the morning, right? So it's the same thing. If at the time when we're opening our dojo, I'm pretty sure that our kids will be a lot older now. At that point, maybe even our youngest one might be in elementary school. Yeah, and then I'll probably be able to head over to the dojo quite early, like at least certain days of the week, you know? Yeah. So I'm hoping to do online lessons, regular training, online lessons, and I really want to do like one-time customer activities too, kind of thing. Great. Yeah, for people who are visiting Kyoto, maybe in travelers or tourists. Yeah, if they want to actually get a taste of what Kobudo is like, yeah, I can do like 1-day training with them too. I think that'll be a great way to promote Asayama Ichiden-ryu because we have the online lessons, yeah, and we even have the regular trainings. Maybe people who are studying in Kyoto kind of thing, they can continue training for a while if they want to. And yeah, we'll still do, of course, I'll continue doing the online lessons with Seki Sensei, yeah, as long as he wants to do it. Yes, and also the annual training camps and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, having my own dojo where I could do my regular training, online lessons, activity for travelers. Yeah, maybe even, you know, sell some of the training equipment there too, working with Kurosawa Sensei, which is Seki Sensei is one of Seki Sensei's best students. And he's also making and selling training equipment. So maybe having his items, merchandise on the wall or something at my dojo might be nice. Yeah. So, yeah, once that dojo in Kyoto is actually rent the place and renovate it into a dojo and all that kind of stuff, there's going to be a lot of new stuff I'll be able to do. Yeah, that, though, I'm pretty sure some of my higher Dan rank class members are listening to my podcast too. Yes, but we're kind of in the point of despair at the moment because what we're learning everything is really, really difficult. Yeah, I think that kind of leads to this topic too, actually. Yes. So, yeah, there's, again, guys, for those of you who might not know, we recently started this higher Dan rank class, which is for our third Dan or higher, basically, for students who are third Dan or higher. And in the regular, normal online lessons for Asayama Ichiden-ryu, EI classes, we do like 32 kata, I think, in total. Yeah, so we have the Batokyo moving version, the Muhiru EI, and also the Shinkagiri Hoganha edition is like 30 plus kata. In the higher Dan rank class, there's actually, or at least Seki Sensei is saying right now, I'm not too sure if it's not confirmed, but he said in the past that's going to be an extra 50 to 60 more kata. And so far, we've only done 3 higher Dan rank classes because it just recently started this month, to be honest. So we've only did like 6 kata or something like that, 6, 7, 8, maybe around there. Yeah, and all of them are super, super difficult. Yeah. Seki Sensei during class, in our higher Dan rank class, he's like, okay, so no one understands what I'm saying right now. And he's like, okay, you guys thought you understood the basics by now, right? You know, training in my online lessons with me for over 2 years, you thought you understood the basics. You don't. Look at yourself. You're not doing anything correctly. That's how strict he is in the higher Dan rank class, you know. And in the second class that we did, he even said, welcome to Asayama Ichiden-ryu.
Wow.
Yeah, which gave me goosebumps, you know. It was really, really exciting how deep Asayama Ichiden-ryu is, how difficult it is, and how long the journey is. Yeah, so with that said, getting to the 5th Dan is when you're allowed to open up your own dojo. So what's crazy is the 4th Dan is the requirements is what you learn in the higher Dan rank class. So the basically what you're required to do is like the 50, 60 kata. And then the 5th Dan, you have to be able to do everything. So that's like 80 something kata. And you could be asked to do any of them and you had to do them perfectly. Because from now on, you're going to be able to take your own students at a place where Seki Sensei isn't going to be watching you all the time. It's impossible, right? So even if you're not supervised, you need to be teaching the right skills. Otherwise, you will be making a huge, a trouble in the community in Asayama Ichiden-ryu, right? You're creating a problem in the ryuha. So you really have to do everything perfectly for the 5th Dan, which is the black belt level, basically. Yeah, that's right. So getting there. Time-wise, I think the exam could be held in maybe 2 years.
Oh.
Yeah.
Time-wise,
physically, it's probably you'll be able to get to that level in like maybe 2 years. But actually having the skills to pass the exam, I'm not too sure. Yeah. Again, I'm 31 this year. Yeah, so I'm really hoping that I'll be able to get to the Shihan, black belt level, in Asayama Ichiden-ryu in my early 30s. In Asayama Ichiden-ryu, also in No Theater in Kongoryu, and maybe my shakuhachi too. If I can get to the Shihan level in my early 30s, it'd be great. Yeah, my latter 30s, I'll be able to, start my own projects and everything on my own and all that kind of stuff. So it'll be a blast. Yeah. With my kids a lot older. Yeah. So it's going to be a lot of fun. But yeah, that's the dream that I have.
Yeah.
Now, with that said, I recently posted a video, on Instagram and also on YouTube, I think, talking a little bit about basically replying kind of to people, sending a message out to people who say that they hate kata.
Yeah.
And in a lot of our free sparring videos, unless that's Seki Sensei, people say that, well, it's about time you put those kata to the test. Yeah, it's like, where are your, beloved kata in these free sparring situations, kind of thing. That makes sense. Yeah, and these people fail to understand that the techniques that Seki Sensei or Tsukada Sensei or Kurosawa Sensei uses in those free sparring situation is exactly born from the kata. So if you know the kata, like a lot of you guys listening to this are members of Asayama Ichiden-ryu and students of Seki Sensei like me, right? If you guys, with that knowledge, watch the videos, you can see that, like for example, the techniques where Kurosawa Sensei actually got a hit from Seki Sensei, his left hand cutting, is actually one of the kata in Koteuchi Nijun Gajo, which is the basic kenjutsu techniques. Yeah, there's the same technique where you open your body and use your left hand to cut the opponent. That comes from that, for example. So the people fail to understand that you don't use the kata exactly the way they are. That's impossible. It's like, I talked about it in the video too, but that's exactly like, for example, you learned an example sentence in a language book and you say the exact same thing. No, you change the nouns, you change the verbs, right? If you're talking to Susan, you say Susan. If you're talking to Harumi, you gotta call Harumi, right? That's so obvious. It's the same for katas too. If your opponent is standing in the left, you can't do a kata where your opponent is standing in the right, right? Yeah, if your opponent moves faster, then in the situation of the kata, you got to change it a little bit, mix different techniques together. That's what you do, right? Obviously. Yeah. So that's of course a different technique that's required. Yeah. Making the right decisions in a glance of time, in a blink of a moment. That's a different technique that you need to train. That's the reason why you do free sparring too. Of course, the making the right decision, in an instant is something that you cannot gain just by training kata. That is a fact, of course. Yeah. But that's the reason why we train free sparring in Asayama Ichiden-ryu too, right? So it's a mixture of all of these things. But that doesn't mean that kata is useless, right?
I don't get it. Why they said like that?
Training the katas basically gives you the elements you need. Yeah. Being able to select those elements and put them in play is the experience and knowledge you have to gain through the free sparring itself.
Absolutely.
But they're both necessary, for you to be better with fighting with swords, with katanas at least, Yeah. And so people there's a couple of people, commenting in my Instagram video too, in that video saying that, well, I've seen your videos, of Seki Sensei doing this free sparring too, but I see that he's mainly focused on using his kendo techniques. Okay, so you're aiming for the men, the face, or the kote, the hands, or that kind of stuff, And it's really, so the students taking part in the higher down rank class would probably understand, but when you start to seriously do something, it could be anything, it could be music or dance or whatever it is, language or whatever it is, but when you start to seriously study something, the more you study, you understand that you don't know anything and you really can't understand anything. You'll never be able to get there, and you understand how little you know the more you learn, and you become more humble because you have a wider, a point of view, higher point of view, wider point of view. Yeah. And your eyesight is so much more wider. Yeah. So you be more humble. Yeah. So because you take part in the higher down writing class, for example, and you understand that these first few kata that your sensei is teaching you, you can't do it at all, even though you've been doing it for 2 years in the past. Yeah, and you pass a third dan exam, then you finally understand, okay, I've only been, brought to the entrance in the past. Now I'm finally opening the doors, right? And then you look back at those 2 years you were doing it seriously, and you finally understand that, wow, I need to put a lot more effort into this. Otherwise, I'm not going to be stepping into the front door of Asayama Ichiden-ryu, right? Then that's when you really understand, I need to be much more humble. I need to be more serious. Yeah, I need to be more respectful. Yeah. And then, so I really feel that people who write in our comments saying that, Seki Sensei is only using kendo techniques in free sparring, like, how would you know? Have you done all the Ryu style that Seki Sensei is training in? Like, how are you making the judgments? And the answer is no. He uses a lot of taijutsu techniques, like grabbing the collar, pushing the Tsukada Sensei or Kurosawa Sensei down on the floor, placing the katana on his neck, all that kind of taijutsu kind of techniques too. Yeah. Where would you do that in kendo? Right? You never grab the opponent's collar in kendo.
Do you know about kendo?
Like you do. What rank do you have in kendo in the first place? Let's say. Okay, like what do you know about the other Ryu styles that Seki Sensei is experiencing? Like when did we ever say that Seki Sensei is not allowed to use this technique, but he's allowed to use this Ryu style technique? Like he can mix, he can like blend everything that he's learned in the past 50 years, and he can create his own style of fighting. That's totally fine. And to understand that, you need to be able to know everything that Seki Sensei has learned in the past to be able to make the judgment to say that, you're just using kendo techniques. Like, from what point of view are you talking? So this has been such another eye-opening moment for me that the more you learn, the more humble you become. And I really think, because Harumi and I are raising 3 kids at the moment, we think a lot about education, for our kids. And I really, really feel that so it's the opposite. When you don't know so much, you really feel like you understand everything. Yeah, when you're looking through a small hole in the wall and you see something, you think that's what the whole world is about. Yeah. When you start opening a bigger hole, and you see different things, you're looking through a dot in the wall and you see a tree, and you think this world is just filled with trees, right? But once the hole starts getting bigger, you start to see the beach. Okay, there's sand there. Okay, next to that is an ocean. Oh, look, next to the tree, there was actually a house. Oh. What's a house? What's a tree? What's up with this sand? Okay, you open up the hole even more, you see the sky. Okay, so it's not just one tree, there's even a sky. Okay, then there's probably a lot more in this world that I haven't seen before. That's how you start to understand how vast knowledge or culture or everything can become, especially with other people too. You tend to think that people are all like this. People are not all like that. There's different people in different countries. Everyone hates me. That kind of stuff. All women are like this. All men are like this. All Japanese people are like, no, that's impossible. The people you have met might have been like that. But this world is not like that. Okay. Yeah. So I think it's really important, not just for the training, but also for anything in life, that you try to learn more so that you understand that you don't know enough. I really thought that's really important for our kids too. In the future. Yes.
Yeah, we really want our children to know how learning things is really fun and really important.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, in the life.
Yeah, so if you really want to keep someone humble and respectful, you really need to study.
Study.
That's really important, I think. All right. Then, guys, I think in the beginning we were talking a little bit about that we try to start these recordings at 11:40 p.m. Okay. So we try to so you'll be able to end it around midnight. It's 1:30 midnight now. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
We're going to be waking up with very sleepy eyes tomorrow morning too. Yeah, but it was a lot of fun though. 43 minutes. I'm very confident no one is listening to this till the end. All right, let me another secret word then. Secret word is going to be camellia then.
Camellia? Why?
I just thought of tea ceremony.
Okay.
Yeah, tea ceremony. Camellia is going to be the word. If you listen to the end, you can type camellia in the comments, and we will love you. All right, guys. Thank you so much for your time. My throat is about to be dead too, so I'll talk to you guys next week, okay? Thank you so much, and we're looking forward to your comments. Let us know what you thought about what we talked about today.
Camellia.
Okay, Camellia, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.